Hello everybody, my name is Elena and I'm here to help you ace your TOPIK exam. If you clicked on this video, you might already know what the TOPIK exam is and why students of the Korean language might need to take it. But do you know the top tips for the actual test day that will help you achieve your best possible score? Let me share them with you today. I personally passed TOPIK level 6 about 2 years ago, and overall I have taken the TOPIK test about 6 to 7 times. And during this process, I really learned how you can boost your result with little tweaks to how you take the test on the actual test day. You might have already heard other TOPIK veterans say that this exam tests your test-taking abilities more than your actual Korean language skills. And there is some truth to that. So let's find out how to take the TOPIK exam to maximize your score. Pick up the pace. One thing that even those students struggle with who have taken the exam several times is how fast-paced TOPIK is. Once the exam begins, you don't really have a lot of time to read through the questions and think about your answers for long. That means you want to optimize how you use the limited time you have during the exam. For example, for the listening part, which will come first, you should use the little pause in between the questions to read ahead a little bit. While doing that, you should look for certain keywords. For example, in the next question, do I have to find out what the man, what the 남자 is saying, or what the woman, what the 여자 is saying? Sometimes there's a question about a place or a certain activity, so be sure to look out for those keywords. Having an overview of this information will really help you to know who and what to listen for in the dialogue you will hear next. A similar approach will help you save time in the reading part. Before reading the actual text, skim the possible answers to get an idea what the text is about. This way, you might be able to find your answer after reading only half the text, and that is a real lifesaver during the later questions of the reading part, because there the texts get long and complicated. Oh, and one more tip regarding time management: don't be late on test day. You will receive information beforehand on when the exam venue closes its doors, and the examiners will take this time seriously. All the students have to follow these rules, so be sure to be punctual on test day if you don't want to miss your chance to take the test. Brush up on your writing skills. This tip is for the TOPIK II takers amongst you. In the essay, the motto "Back to Basics" will really boost your score. Many students make the mistake of trying to come up with some complicated Korean words or phrases before they even pay attention to the basic rules of essay writing. Always make sure you have the 3 parts of an essay down: introduction, main part, and conclusion. No matter how great your vocabulary in the main part is, if you completely leave out the conclusion, you will get major point reduction. Consequently, even a weak essay can still bring in some extra points if you structure it well and frame everything nicely with the intro and the conclusion. For this reason, I recommend actually taking 3 to 5 minutes before you start writing your essay to think of the outline. You can keep this fairly simple, but be sure to explain what the issue is that you will be discussing at the start and express your opinion and the reason for it at the end. Another thing to pay special attention to is the correct spacing and punctuation between the words and characters. Even though many Koreans don't use deosugi correctly in everyday life, the TOPIK examiners will be very strict when grading your essay. So I would recommend looking up the most common deosugi and 맞춤법 mistakes beforehand, as well as Korean punctuation rules, as this will surely gain you some extra points in the writing part. Also, be sure not to lose track of time while writing. I have seen too many students having to hand in their sheet in the middle of a sentence because they didn't realize they were running out of time. Light luggage only. Another thing I have seen students do way too many times is bring their dictionaries, textbooks, and cheat sheets into the exam room only to look at those for just a few minutes, nervously waiting on the exam, not really being able to use them. You're not actually allowed to use such tools during the exam, and the little studying you could do beforehand probably won't be of much help to you. So instead of tiring yourself out with a heavy backpack, just leave everything but your ID and the exam admission sheet at home. The examination venue usually hands out black pens and correction tape for you to use freely. However, since this might vary from location to location, it might be better for you to pack a black felt pen or a black fine liner, as well as some correction tape, so you have them for sure. And a last pro tip regarding your luggage: bring a simple wristwatch. Not a fancy high-tech one, because those might not be allowed inside the venue, just a plain and simple wristwatch. There usually is a clock inside the exam room, but if there is not, or it's broken, or it's in a corner that you cannot really see, it won't be of any help to you. And then you will thank me for having this backup option. Be ready for test day. After studying Korean for weeks or maybe even for months, you might think there is nothing else you need to prepare for the TOPIK exam. However, you really should not neglect your physical condition on test day. Since this is a high-stress day for most test takers, you should not stay up late at night the day before, but rather get a good 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Fatigue is one of the biggest enemies of your ability to concentrate, so be sure to be well rested. That means forget last-minute cramming and enjoy a relaxing evening instead. Also, drink enough water. You should not underestimate the negative effects that even minor dehydration has on our brain, and you really want it working in peak condition during the test. So drink plenty before and during the test. I personally always kept a single bottle of water on my desk so I could drink at any time. Lastly, bring some snacks with you on test day. Snacking right before the test might help you concentrate better because it makes your blood sugar spike. And since TOPIK II actually takes about 3 hours, you get a little break in between the segments. If you feel like refueling with some fruits, candy, or nuts, you can do so freely during this break time. Keep in mind though that you cannot eat while taking the test because the sound or smell might disturb the other students. But feel free to boost your brain power during break time. Taking care of your physical condition really ensures that your brain only has to focus on getting you the right answers. Get familiar with the TOPIK framework. Last but not least, you should stack the odds in your favor by familiarizing yourself with the patterns and structures of the TOPIK exam. Knowing what type of questions will be thrown at you is half the battle, especially in such a time-limited exam. So I believe in spending some of your study time on specialized resources that will take you by the hand and lead you through the TOPIK process. And since you're already on this video, I recommend checking out this channel, FunPik. Here you can find in-depth lessons on how to master the TOPIK reading part, as well as other tips concerning TOPIK and learning Korean. FunPik also has their own textbooks and an app to aid you in your studies. Their books, video lessons, and the app all interwork with one another to really give you all the tools you need to self-study Korean. This means you will be perfectly prepared to take on the TOPIK exam. Check out the links in the description box to find out more about FunPik. I'm sure they will be able to help you get on the next level of TOPIK. These were my top tips on how you can maximize your TOPIK results on test day. I really hope you found them useful, and be sure to share your own tips in the comments below. And if you have any further questions regarding learning Korean or taking the TOPIK exam, also leave them in the comments down below. That's it for me. Until next time, 안녕!